Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Sorry I'm running late. Just got back from a late tennis match at my league and running a little behind, but I'm definitely going to do as I promised and go over my portfolio. I added some new positions today, so let's get into it. How is everybody tonight? Well, hopefully you're doing good. I hope so, anyway. So let's just start off with the biggest winner of the day. That we put this trade on, I think Friday. Go to activities, swing trade. Instead of selling a put credit spread, I went ahead and bought shares. Um, I do that from time to time when the market is moving, so that my upside is not capped like it is with a credit spread. Credit spread, it guarantees your risk, but it also, it caps your upside. So even if it keeps on heading north, if you're selling a put credit spread, if it keeps on going over, you're guaranteed the monies that you sold it for, but your upside's capped. So that's one thing. But there are times where it's a good setup and a breakout seems inevitable, and I go ahead and take risk with shares as opposed to selling a put credit spread. And in this case, it worked out real well. I still maintain the same risk structure. I have a formula that I use that uses the ATR, the average true range of a stock, which is how much it moves high and low over a 14-day period. That's kind of the standard. And I use that in that calculation to determine how many initial shares I buy. I use a pyramid type of pattern, so I add to it the position as it moves in my favor. So I usually put on an initial position, kind of just get a feel for the stock, and as it moves in my favor, I'll go ahead and add the rest of the shares. Sometimes in 2 or 3 increments. It really depends on the price of the stock and the risk. But in this case, I made 2 purchases. I did an initial one of 5 shares to get in, and then I went ahead as it moved in my favor, added the other 10. So, and then I've got basically, I think it's around a 9 ATR. I think we can see that on my chart. Let's see for the daily. Yeah, the daily. So yeah, it's running about 8.7, about 9. So basically, my risk could be two times that number. So I'll be risking essentially 18 points on the downside if it goes against me. So anyway, that's that. That one's definitely in the money. It's probably double what I would have gotten for the credit put spread, so we're doing good. We're going to ride that one out. I usually use the 20 MA, which I think one of those is, I'll have to check. Well, the cloud is the 21. So one of the top of that cloud's the 21. And I kind of use that as my guide. If it closes inside that cloud, then that usually is my chance to get out of the swing trades. So we'll let it run as long as it'll run. You see that it had a really good day today. It gapped up and just took off. So the next one is Next. Next Power. The energy sector still doing well over the period. I don't know if I have my FinViz up. Let me run that real quick. Bring up the groups. There we go. My 1 month, 3 month. Let's see. Now we got to go back to my ABS Chrome. I've switched to the open. Come back. Let's see what happens. Screen. There we are. Sweet. Technical difficulties. Please stand by. So, usually, like when I'm looking for new positions, I will check the market based on this 1 month and 3 month performances and see which groups are performing the best. Technology, was really lagging for the last 3 months, but it really has made a pretty significant move with that bounce that we had after that big pullback we had in the market. So, but what has been performing since, I guess, really the first of the year is the energy sector. And so I from time to time will grab a energy play that looks promising. And this one, but went on the screener today. I added 5 other positions today, and Next was one of them. And I used, let's go back to home. I used something a little different. Normally I use a certain proprietary scan that I do, but this time I started off with this channel up. So I clicked on this. This was a new one for me. And this shows me all the stocks that have some kind of order flow in a bullish direction, of course. That and then I would use my proprietary filter on top of that to filter them down. So let's get my filters out. So at this point there is 56. So even if you just use that one filter, that are trending the direction for the bullish play, and the market's bounced back, so it's headed that direction. You can look in the sectors that are headed that direction and see if there's any specifically that are channeling up, and those would be good ones to look at. So that's energy. What was the other one? Technology has been moving good as of late. So we could see if any of those. There's 2 that are in. There's your technology sector right there, NXT. Although it's a solar, it's kind of energy, but anyway, that's the trade that's the reason I put it on. Other than my other settings that I normally put, like I'm looking for a pullback off of the 200 the 20-day high within 5%. So that's one of the things I look for in my setup, and actually NXT hit that. So. That's why I went ahead and opened a position in that one. And I believe I opened it up. Let's go back to our Tasty Trade window. There it is. And I actually sold a put credit spread on that one. And we were up 50%. And as soon as I made this one, I mean, it jumped. Let's see if we can see what it is. Oh, well, that's the daily. It popped right around when I put it on, and we were already 50% on the position. And when is our earnings? Our earnings are in 14 days, so I went ahead and sold a bi-weekly for next week. No, for 2 weeks. 2 weeks, and we were up. Like I said, right now we're back down to 30%, but we were up about 45%. I almost closed it because that's our goal for the bi-weeklies and the monthlies is 50%. So we're doing really good on that one. So we're in good position. We'll see how that one goes tomorrow. Hope we get some follow through. IWM. Here's one of we're in earnings season. It's the Russell 2000. The small cap stocks, and I went ahead and bought 3 sold 3 credit puts on this position, because usually during the earnings season it's hard to find stocks that aren't close to earnings, and there's usually the premiums are already too high. For some of those stocks, so we kind of wait till after that, and they've calmed down a little bit to get better premium prices when we're selling premium. So, but the ETFs are a little less volatile and more consistent for my strategy. So, I went ahead and sold 3 of those, and we're heading the right direction with those as well. And those are 4 days, so those will be weeklies, and we'll try to look for our full profit, or full amount that we sold those for. So we sold 3 for 46. TJ Maxx, that was another one that showed up on the FinViz scan today, and I went ahead and started my initial position of 15 shares on that one. And like I said, we're kind of really went sideways. It didn't really take off, but we'll wait that one out. I think earnings are quite a bit of ways, almost a month away, so We're looking for a little bit of a run up into earnings for that one. Five is Five Below. It's a retail, and it was doing pretty good, but it looks like, see, that's 36. So we got the full month to play this swing, and I think we'll see how that one goes. Right now, it's basically just went sideways after we put that position on. And then BG, that one actually went down a little bit after we put our position on that one. It looks at it once again. It's one of those that came up on the scan that was at the bottom of that channel. So it's a good time to go ahead and try to open a swing on that one. And now we're getting to the positions I've had as of last week. Palantir. Let's look at that one. Oh, we finally got some green candles. Wow, that's nice. So we had some bad through. We had a pretty good pullback up to some resistance level up here, and now we pulled back again, but we kind of be like a cup and saucer. Isn't that what that pattern is? You got the cup, we got the little handle, and maybe we'll take off. That would be nice. Would be nice. That's the goal on that one. We're not too bad off on that one. Oracle kind of sold off. Did it bounce today? No, we did get a little bit of bounce today. Right around this level here. So that's kind of, we're testing this high here. Hopefully we'll get a bounce. We've got the hammer going the right direction, so hopefully we get some follow through tomorrow. That's also what, the 100 or what was the yellow, the 50? No, it's the 100. So we also got a bounce off the 100 daily SMA, which is nice. That shows support, so I like that. Hopefully we'll continue that bullish move, and that one I've got a monthly on as well as a weekly this week. So we'll see how that goes. Tilray, that's the one that I was doing with my brother, and after it did that big 9 and sold off, we got a little bit of a green candle late in the day, but we're looking for we're looking for anything out of this one. Let's see, 3 months. Let's go to maybe 6 months. Yeah, this is what we'd hope for. So I've got a call out in like at the end of the year for 12. That's what I'd like to hit. And then I've also sold 3 puts at $6. So as long as we stay over $6 over the next month, 2 months, then I'll be able to collect. I sold 3 contracts, so basically $90, $100, and that almost pays for what I paid for this 125. So almost make that a free trade essentially for that call that's out at the end of the year. This one is our General Mills. It's been trending down since, I think we're at the lows from 2008. Yeah, I can show you that one again. So we go back, we may have to go back 20 years, right? Oh, so right here is 34, and I think it was 2008. We've got to go back to, and it would be the peak. Yeah, there you go. August of 2008. Right there. That's where we're at. Looking to get a bounce off of that one. So you see if when it bounced here and broke off, it got up to like 80. See, we're looking at 53. We had a run up to 72. So about 80, and then we've downtrended ever since. So maybe we'll look for that. We'd like to have another run of that to 80. But it's just one put, and I've rolled it out a couple times. We can look at the chains. I've rolled it out once, and we're in 18 days. So I'll probably look to see if I can roll this out for a credit. And if we can, yep, it looks like I can roll it out. So I can roll it out to another 52 days for 35-cent credit. And hopefully we'll just keep holding it until it turns into a profit. That would be nice. Now this is the one that kind of surprised me. This has been my go-to stock all year for selling premium. But boy, as soon as we put this position on, it has found some sellers. So we've been selling off for 2 days now. And that was just after it looped up and it looked like it was going to go break out and go back to all-time highs. And it just turned the corner and went back. So most likely, since we're at this level here, 25, we'll probably come back to this 100 or the 100 SMA. Will on the 100, was that the 50? Oops. Is that the 50? Yeah, the 50. We probably might see some kind of reaction at the 50, but most likely, I would say right here, looks like you're going to come back and retest this section. We might be coming back to 121. So the way this one's looking, this will I rolled it out today for a 43 credit. So I rolled it back out in time. We were at the 4 days on this one. And looking at, we were going to have to go out and buy the call and start selling, basically do a calendar spread and start, it's poor man's covered call essentially. We would start selling calls against a call we buy out in the future about 6 months. So that's kind of the other half of my wheel strategy. Like I said, if anybody would like to know more about the wheel strategy and how I mainly trade that, just put wheel in the comments and I can do a video on that. But that's essentially my positions. Like I said, I'm pretty much at 100% of what my risk tolerance is on my account. I can show my dashboard. Let's see if we can get that up real quick and kind of go over that. That's the screener. Let's go back to the opening and let's see if we can get the dashboard. Yep, there we go. Okay. So here's our dashboard. Here's where we're setting. Like I said, this doesn't factor in yet unrealized gains, and I think I'm going to add that to one of my columns up here. I just got to write the script for it. But we've got we're up $250 on that one SNDK ETF, and then we're up another 50 on NextT. That will probably close that one out. So we're doing pretty good. Like I project, like I said, my 135 to 165 is my goal for the week. And just with that one SNDK or SNXX ETF, which is SNDK 2X, we've already hit that. So we're in good shape. So I think my plan of attack is still working pretty well. And another thing is, if you'd like access to this dashboard, if you use Tasty Trade, I can probably share it to you. I'll figure out some way to do that. I know that I think you can share your Google Sheets to people, and then they could paste in and use. But basically, all I have to do is export the history tab, and then paste it into here, and then my script up here creates my different spreads that I trade. Now this right now is not programmed to do all of them, like iron condors and things. It just is what I trade. So I've got the butterfly, the credit spread, the put spread, an equity purchase, or call, a put. Those are my main strategy trades. So it's got that built in. But when I do an iron condor, I may rewrite the script to handle that too. And then, of course, the dashboard breaks everything out. It breaks out the strategy, my profit and loss against the strategies, so I can kind of really see what trades or what strategies working the best for me, what stocks I'm searching for are doing well, and then, of course, what I'm struggling with. My next stage of addition to the community is to try to monitor the scan. So I run a scan, but only pick a handful of stocks to put in there. But what really makes it show that how the power of that scan that I use, you can track that a majority of those stocks that it scans for actually go the direction it's supposed to, and we get like I said, we should get around that 70% win rate. So, other than that, I think that's pretty much it. If you have any questions or comments, I'd love to hear from you. And we'll see you. Well, I'll give you a couple updates if I close out any positions during the day tomorrow. And then we'll see you tomorrow night over the portfolio review. Take care now. Bye-bye then.